I am getting the medication because my doctor is more eloquent than the insurance company is intelligent. Hi, it's Nani, and welcome to the Chronicles of Nani. Today you see me drinking out of the coffee mug right off the bat. Um, there are a few reasons for that. This is Dunkin' Donuts coffee mug, coffee, many different styles of coffee, in orange on a white mug, pretty simple. A collector mug, so I found out, and it's got a chip on it, and it's going to be replaced again. Um, and that has a lot to do with today's topic that we're going to talk about. What I'm dealing with right now, what's been really bad the last couple weeks, because it is something that I do deal with all the time. But the chip in the coffee mug, that's what I'm dealing with right now, is a chip in my coffee mug. I've been having some problems with pressure sores. In fact, I've got one that my doctor calls pressure ulcer. It's graduated. But imagine, because it's something that happens if your legs don't work and you're not able to move around. Whether you're in a recliner like I am right now, a wheelchair like I am when I go someplace. I've got a hospital bed that when aides are working on things with getting me cleaned up, stuff like that, I'm in the hospital bed. And if you're in the hospital bed for too long, it happens too that you get pressure sores. Now, imagine, because it doesn't matter if you are 600 pounds and sitting in a wheelchair all the time, or 95 pounds and sitting in the wheelchair all the time. Imagine, if you will, that you're holding weights that are 95-pound weights, and you have them lifted above your shoulders, and you're holding them, and somebody tells you, now just hold them for 3 hours. Don't move your arms. Do you think you're going to make it? Now, also imagine that the average adult is not 95 pounds. The average adult's not 600 pounds either, but somewhere in between there. Imagine if your legs don't move and you can't move, you can't get out of the chair, you can't get out of the bed, you have to have help moving, period. If you've got that much weight sitting on the back of your legs, on your butt, again with your back against it, and there are certain points that are pressure points. I have soreness, and I'm surprised that I don't have actual sores from the buttons that are in the back of this chair. Because when I'm sitting in the chair, my back is against the back of the chair. I can feel the buttons. They don't feel comfortable, but they're not as sore as some of the other sores that I have. And this is true for anybody who, unless you are so wealthy that you can have somebody in to help you 24/7, 365. so that you can be moved every 2 hours, which is what my doctor and some of my other health professionals have said, that to avoid pressure sores, you really need to be moved at least every 2 hours. And it's not just, move you up and move you back to exactly where you were, because that's not 2 hours, and that's every 2 hours I'm going to take you off of what hurts you and put you right back. And I've done that before, and I can guarantee that it hurts worse to do that than to just let me sit there in pain. But when you consider that a health professional that can come in as an aide and move you like that, you're talking anywhere between $25 and $40 an hour. You've got to have a lot of money to start with, just so that you can have a part of your portfolio in investments that returns enough money to pay for that somebody to be there all the time. And realistically, you have to be in that 1% of people with money if you're going to have a portfolio that makes that much money. Most people can't afford somebody to be there all the time so that they can be moved every 2 hours, which means that you end up getting sores. You get spots where whatever chair or bed you're sitting in, there's not a way to move yourself that there's not a spot where there's pressure, where your body weight, where that 95-pound weight that you're holding over your head doesn't cause you pain. And with pressure sores, it actually will break down the skin and open up. Pressure ulcer means that the skin is broken down and opened up, and it's not repairing. And an ulcer can, I found out very recently, can turn into flesh actually needing to be removed. I did not find this out because I have flesh that needs to be removed. I found this out because my insurance company, I love insurance companies. My insurance company said that they won't let me have the medication my doctor wanted me to have to prevent that from happening until a doctor is clearing dead flesh away from the wound. My doctor wants it so that it doesn't get that far. She actually had to call the insurance company and explain to them, my patient has an autoimmune disease. I don't want her to go to a hospital. She does not have a wound that is deteriorated that much. I want to make sure it doesn't get to that point. Because the truth is, with the coronavirus and an autoimmune disease, that's like sending me to a death camp or a potential death camp. Not something I'm interested in doing. And thankfully, not something that my doctor wants me doing either. This is the same doctor that okayed me riding on the sidewalk in front of the house just once for a vlog, and then other than that, driveway is it. So she doesn't want me going to a hospital and having anything done for a condition that I don't have yet, that she wants to prevent. So I am getting the medication because my doctor is more eloquent than the insurance company is intelligent. You really don't want to tell people, even that you're close to, that I have open wounds that are not healing because I'm not moving. It's hard to talk about. It's very hard to admit to the guys after you were in a motorcycle accident that put you in a wheelchair, but you're still hanging out with your motorcycle buddies. It's really hard to admit to the guys that, yeah, when I'm in the wheelchair for too long, I get sores that open up, or spots that hurt so bad I can't stand it. I find that my really bad spot that's somewhere between pressure sore and an ulcer, because sometimes it looks better. When my nurse comes in once a week, and she looks at the sore, and compared to last week, she says, oh, it looks like it's healing really good. But also agrees that with the medication that was ordered way over a week ago, that the insurance company battled about whether or not I could have it. That once that medication comes in, it's going to make a big difference as to how fast and how well that spot heals. Because right now, there will be weeks that, oh, it looks a lot worse than last week. And it has to do with how I sit in my wheelchair, how I'm sitting in my recliner. Do I spend a lot of time on the bed? How am I laying on the bed? When I'm on the hospital bed, I brush my teeth. And I'm sitting straight up. That's putting pressure on that same spot that the wheelchair and the recliner put pressure on, the spot that's really bad right now. When you are at that point where you don't control your legs anymore, whether it is by a chronic illness or an accident or something that happens to you, it's difficult to talk about, but when somebody is unable to walk and they are sitting in a chair, in their wheelchair, in their bed, and they're telling you, I'm in pain, I need help. It's pain is something that doesn't just gradually get there, especially if you're taking a painkiller. As soon as that painkiller stops working, the pain is back that fast. And you are in pain that you can live with for 5 minutes. It'll seem like 5 years. And with me, I sit in the recliner a lot. It's a lift recliner. So it does enable me to move it back and forward and move it forward to the point of where I can actually use my upper body to help push my lower body forward and up a little bit. That's also kind of dangerous because I've fallen out of the chair more than once and had to call 911 to get help to get me back in the chair. Back to, they even know the name of our cats. So when someone tells you that they're in pain just from sitting too long, they mean it. It's real. And it's probably one of those other things that you shouldn't be embarrassed to tell the people that are close to you. But it still is something that's embarrassing and something that's difficult to talk about. And it might not be a bad idea if you know somebody who can't, with their brain, control what their lower body is doing. If they won't open up the conversation with you, find a delicate way to open the conversation with them. Understand what kind of pain that you don't realize that they are living with, and see if you can't be some sort of help. Even if it's just, I'll help you roll over to this side of the chair a little bit, or put a pillow under you for a while. That helps a lot too. I know with me, every night I will ask my husband to butterfly my legs, which is to put my feet together and bend my legs off on the side of the recliner. It makes a lot of difference, and it does decrease the pain a lot. Because I'm not afraid to talk to my husband about the type of pain that I'm in. He's a fantastic writer, not a medical professional, just sort of like I do well with editing and broadcast type stuff, but not a medical professional. On purpose, I know more about medicine than I ever wanted to know because it happened to me and I'm stuck with it. But yeah, I didn't want to know about, sores and medicines and icky stuff. And I now am the icky stuff, which is where it can be embarrassing, but where it can be incredibly painful. And don't be afraid to look for help. Talk to your doctor, talk to medical professionals that work with you, talk to your spouse and your closest friends and your family, and just let them know that yes, there are icky things that you never planned to have be icky things that were part of you, but the icky things hurt really bad. And there are little things that don't even have to do with touching the icky things that they can do to help make you feel better. So that's it for today. One more drink of the wonderful maple pecan coffee that I'm drinking out of one of my favorite cups with the chip out of it. And I want to fix that chip because that chip hurts. But if you have even a small thing that's your symbol of this can get better, you can handle this. That's an important thing to have. So for this week, that's where we're gonna stop. I'll say goodbye, and please subscribe. I say that every week, but I need to see those numbers go up. That's part of my psychological need. But subscribe, share the vlog, share the information with your loved ones, or with loved ones who are in a chair and don't seem to be ready, or seem to be too embarrassed to talk about things that they might be going through that you might be able to help with. And on that note, I'm going to say goodbye for this week. If you join us on YouTube at 8 o'clock on Friday mornings, I am there watching the vlog when it premieres, and we can chat. If you come to YouTube and watch it. If you don't want to chat, that's fine. watch the vlog. There is good information. If it's not funny information to make you smile and feel good, it's important information that could eventually make you smile and feel a little better. Until next week, have a great week.